This would be the best European business class if only the ground operations were as good as the in-flight product. This is Icelandair in business class today on Markus Travels. Our flight will depart from Iceland's main international airport, Keflavik. It's located 50 kilometers from downtown Reykjavik, the capital of Iceland. Our destination today is Zurich Airport, the largest city in Switzerland. The flight time is 3.5 hours. We're flying in Icelandair's business class product. They call it Saga Premium. It's an early morning at the airport. The departure is 7:20 a.m. So we left the airport hotel already at 4:30 a.m. The airport hotel is only a 3-minute walk from the terminal. It's just across the parking lot. Good morning from Keflavik Airport outside of Reykjavik. I just finished the check-in at the Saga Premium counter on Icelandair, and now it's time to head up to security and over to the Saga Lounge. I'm really looking forward to this particular lounge. I checked in my backpack. The agent asked me a question I did not understand. Is this a special backpack, he asked. Apparently he meant, do I have a tripod in there? That was not obvious from his question. My friend Nina had checked in separately a few minutes before me. I asked the check-in agent where the lounge is. He said, I already told Nina. I mean, Nina is my friend, but we are not telepathically connected. This was an odd interaction with the desk. I paid for this trip myself, so that you get a non-sponsored and authentic travel review. Welcome to my channel, Markus Travels. The security checkpoint is up the stairs. The priority line had no wait. The Icelandair lounge here at Keflavik Airport is called the Saga Lounge. It really stands out because it thoroughly embraces the culture of Iceland. Welcome to the Icelandair Saga Lounge here at Keflavik Airport. If there's one thing that symbolizes this lounge is that there's rocks everywhere. There's this big pile of rocks here on my left, and there is a huge rock there behind me as well. Maybe you'll see it better on one of the B-roll clips. Icelandic culture is more than rocks, I assure you, but the rocks are very distinctive. They even made tables out of them. This is the end of a beautiful week-long stay in Iceland, and the theme of the lounge matches very well the nature we have seen. Mostly rocks, volcanic or otherwise. I think this lounge could really use a lava fountain. There's a good mix of differently configured seating areas. One has a fireplace in the middle. If you want to sit by yourself, which is a very Nordic thing to do, you have plenty of options. But there are also tables for groups of different sizes. The breakfast buffet is nothing special, but I liked it. There are no hot items except for oatmeal. This could be an issue for some passengers, though there will be a hot breakfast on board. There are separate drink stations at the edges of the lounge. They have a coffee machine, a water dispenser, and a cold drinks fridge. Plus, they have Icelandair chocolates, milk and dark. Each of them has the name of one of Icelandair's aircraft. The aircraft are, in turn, named after major geographic features of Iceland, like mountains and volcanoes. On the way in, we flew this aircraft, Lavatory. I couldn't find a chocolate for today's aircraft, Bolafjell. I really liked the Saga Lounge. Icelandair is the flag carrier of Iceland, and they really show it in the lounge. I like when carriers embrace the culture. If you fly Lufthansa, for example, there's nothing particularly German about their lounges, except for some food items. Lufthansa lounges just look like generic international business lounges. Icelandair is different. Well done. The lounge has showers and clean bathrooms. The toiletries are branded Blue Lagoon Skincare. The Blue Lagoon is the thermal bath that's near the airport. You can even book the airport bus with a stopover at the Blue Lagoon. We made it to gate Charlie 32. That was only like 2 minutes walk from the lounge, very convenient. Now we are ready to fly Icelandair over to Zurich in Saga Premium class. The boarding procedure of Icelandair confused me. I didn't see a priority line. This line was just labeled generic boarding. I understood later that the system was that priority boarding, or as they call it, pre-boarding, should take place on the right-hand side of the gate desk here. But they didn't say it in the announcements, so this was not clear. Many other airlines signpost the boarding process a lot better than Icelandair does. Our aircraft is named after Bolafjell, a mountain in the West Fjords. This is a Boeing 737 MAX 8. The Saga Premium cabin consists of 4 rows in a 2+2 configuration with comfortable business class recliners. These are similar to US domestic first class or Turkish Airlines intra-European business class product. The economy class cabin is in a 3+3 configuration. We flew that on the way in. I will link to that review at the end of this video. Welcome aboard this Icelandair flight over to Zurich. I made myself very comfortable here in seat number 1 Alpha. And by my side is my beloved friend Nina.
Hi.
Waiting at the seat are a pillow and a bottle of water. The headrest can be adjusted up and down, and the wings can also be adjusted. The in-flight entertainment monitors are mounted on the bulkhead. This is a much better solution than having the monitors swing out from the armrest. This is nice. The aircraft has the Boeing Sky interior. I like it. You can see from the back of the aircraft that it gives a sense of space in the cabin. The safety video plays. It demonstrates many of the procedures out in the Icelandic wilderness. Like the lounge, this adds a lot of character to Icelandair. Before takeoff, the crew hands out blankets to those who want them. I found this to be comfortable and clean. The Saga Premium ticket includes food and drink with and without alcohol. The crew hands out an extensive drinks list. There's a couple of sparkling wines here as well as real champagne. But what Icelandair is known for is their gin library. It features many Icelandic gins. There are 8 different gins available. They all come with a recommended pairing of one of the 2 tonic waters that they have on board. I picked the Lunday gin with the light tonic water. As described in the menu, the gin is blue, but it turns pink when mixed with the tonic water. The meal service is a breakfast set served on a single tray. The menu is under the food on the tray. The hot items are on the left. Crepe with mushrooms, bacon, and roasted Mediterranean vegetables. In the middle, we have the cold items. Multigrain bagel with a topping plate of Icelandic cheese, tomato basil cream cheese, and vegetables. I love this whole thing. The crepe was super tasty. The make your own sandwich, solid, so you can pick what you want. And it was all beautifully presented, even including a napkin ring. This feels premium. Breakfast is one of the hardest meals to get right on a plane, and this was one of the best ones I've had. The tray table is stored in the armrest. Sometimes getting these out can be an unwelcome intelligence test. This model has a hard cutout, which makes it easy to deploy. The tray table can be used in either full or half mode. The in-flight entertainment system comes with noise-canceling headphones. The crew handed them out after boarding. They come in a separate case, as Nina is demonstrating here. The headphones connect to the headphone jack in front under the screen. This is not ideal, because if I want to get out of the seat, I'll have to ask Nina to disconnect. The passive noise cancellation on these headphones is already quite good, and when you switch them on, the active noise cancellation activates and makes a big difference. As for the content on the entertainment system, I talked more about that and its limitations in my economy class review. That video is linked in the description below. My favorite feature is that there is a dedicated button for going back 10 seconds. Oddly, the passenger announcements were not played through the headset, only through the speakers in the cabin. The aircraft has Wi-Fi, and it was free for business class passengers. That's nice. But the Wi-Fi was not stable. Multiple times during the flight, I got a notification that I was offline. If I had paid a separate fee for this, I would have been unhappy. One thing that's missing from the seat is any meaningful storage. There's just a pocket in front. I placed my camera on the floor, but it was cold down there. I worried about the safety of my camera. The lavatory on the 737 MAX is a pretty good design. In front, there are tissues on top and paper towels below. On the shelf, I think something was missing. Even in the economy class lavatory, they had a cabin spray. I guess business class passengers don't really stink up the place. The water worked and you can adjust the temperature. The impression I got is that turning the knob also adjusts the direction of the water flow, but this is not correct. The trash and toilet paper are below the sink. What I wanted to show here, but failed, is that the ceiling is quite low. You can easily bang your head. There is a handle to hold on to and a coat hook as well. There's a total of 3 mirrors, one on each wall and one on the door. The toilet seat cover and ring have these separate tabs, so it's easy to lift the one you want. In terms of space, you can comfortably sit on the can. And there is enough space to turn around. I asked if they have any desserts on board. The closest thing the crew could find was these little chocolate bars from the lounge. With this, I got a cup of coffee and a cognac. It's nice that they have these separate little coffee trays. I think this one would fit on the side table between the seats too. I spent the rest of the flight just relaxing. The seat has a good amount of recline. This is a comfortable seat. There's no leg rest or footrest, but I usually don't use them anyway. If we would have flown this route with a European carrier like Lufthansa or Swiss in business class, we would have gotten an economy seat with a middle seat blocked. That's the so-called Euro business product. Icelandair has a real business class recliner. The only other example I can think of in Europe is Turkish Airlines, but they are not an alternative for this route. On a flight of 3.5 hours, I don't think you need a lie-flat bed in business class. This was a very relaxing flight. I'd happily fly Icelandair again, because I think they offer a superior product compared to the other European carriers. My main complaint about Icelandair is the ground handling. According to Icelandair, the check-in desks are supposed to open 3 hours before departure, so at 4:20. This did not work well. Bag drop was open, sure, but the priority desks were not open. Except if you ask. Nina did so, and they opened the lane for us. This is not a straightforward process. In my experience, priority desks are typically open before economy desks, and they should be clearly signposted. Thank you, by the way, for bearing with my shaky footage in this video. Normally I use optical image stabilization on my camera, but I forgot to switch it on this time. The next video does not have this problem. In that video, I'll talk about one issue with the booking process on Icelandair. Click or tap the screen right here to watch my Icelandair economy class video. In that one, I also discussed the price and the value for money on this mixed class round trip. Thank you very much for watching. Markus Travels, and I will see you in the next video.